Hey there, Patriots. This is True Outlaw Patriot coming at you with another one. What I got here is a clip that's been hitting the internet quite hard today. It was what seems like some gathering with Somalians, and one of their speakers was Ilhan Omar from Minnesota, and this happened on the 27th, which was this past Saturday. But before I continue to play this clip, I just want to thank all my subscribers and all my new subscribers here on YouTube and on Rumble. So don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe to the channel, pass it around. If you want to help support the channel, in my description there's a link to my Cash App and PayPal, and also the link to my merch store, TrueOutlawPatriot.com. So with that being said, I'm going to play the clip. It's only a few minutes long. I watched it, and I want to pick through it and for everybody to see. Now, she is speaking in her native tongue, which is Somalian. So there is the closed caption on it where they're interpreting her words. Now, I'm going to go at this as critical as possible, and there's a reason for that. Okay? One of the reasons I'll say right now, I never liked or trusted Ilhan Omar. I think she's a threat to America. Okay, I think that she is a shill. I think she's a liar. I think she's a cheat. Okay, I think she does a disservice to America, to the people in America, and she has been surrounded in controversy. And I don't care, what anybody says. I mean, it's been out for years that she's not even a true American citizen. Okay, something that I blame both parties for not addressing, for the fact that supposedly her marriage to be an American citizen was null and void, because supposedly she married her own brother. But we're not going to get into that right now. If anybody knows the stories, it goes way back when. But anyway, without further ado, we're going to go along with this. I'm going to pause and read, and then I'll put my thoughts to it. Here we go.
annaga haddii aan nahay dad Soomaali ah waxaan nahay dad isjecel waa laga yaabaa meelaha qaarkood inaan isku xagxagano laakiin haddii runtii ay imaato waxaan nahay dad isku tashto dad walaalo ah dad dhiig leh dad isku og inay Soomaali yihiin inay Muslim yihiin oo iyagana isku hiiliya dadka walaalahoodna u hiiliya.
Okay, she said we're Somalians first, Muslims second, who protect one another, come to each other's aid, and to the aid of other Muslims too. Okay. Now, you know what? That's all fine and good, if that's how you feel. Okay? But the way I see this, okay, is that that's all fine and good in your country, in Somalia. Okay? And I know people are going to say, well, that's not right. What about the Somalis and Muslims in America? Well, the Somalians and the Muslims in America need to be American first. And then they could be Somali second, and then Muslim third, or Muslim second, Somali third. And if nobody likes that, then you know what? Too bad. Go kick rocks. Okay? Go back to your country where it's okay to think like that, because you know what? That is your right in your country. But when you're in America, it's supposed to be America first. But let's continue.
markii aan ayaan dhaxdaas markii aan maqalnay in qaar Soomaali ah ama Soomaali sheegato in Ethiopia ay la galeen ma baqaan af Soomaali wixii lagu dhaho agreement heshiis Maxamuud Nuur hadda aniga Soomaaliga badiyo soo ceeb ma aha dad badan ay soo wacay oo waxay leeyihiin Ilhan.
Okay, now this is where it's going to start getting a little dicey, where a lot of people are going to get upset, and this is why it's all over the internet. I highly doubt that the mainstream media is showing this, but they wouldn't, because they're not American, they're just American on paper and in name, but in heart they're not. But anyway, she says, many Somalians have personally called me to encourage me to speak to the U.S. government to thwart the MOU. Now, supposedly, what the MOU is some agreement that was made, I believe, with other countries like Ethiopia and stuff like that, to have access to the sea. What part of the sea? I don't know. Maybe they're cutting through Somalia and they're disrupting things in their country. I get it. If it's something of that nature, that you don't want anybody cutting through, especially if there's no agreements that are made. But we're going to get to that also in a minute. But let's continue.
dowladda Mareykanka inaan la hadashid waaye dowladda Mareykanka maxay ka qabanaysaa.
And then she says, and help Somalia. They wanted to know what the U.S. government could do for Somalia to ensure the MOU never turns into a full bilateral agreement. Let's continue.
jawaabteedu waxay ahayd dowladda Mareykanka.
And this is where it gets really, really good. She says, my answer to Somalians was that the U.S. government will only do what Somalians in the U.S. tell them to do. Okay.
waxay ka qabanaysaa wixii annaga aan dhahno dowladda Mareykanka qabo. waa kalsoonidaas inaan isku qabno annaga Soomaali haddii aan.
They will do what we want and nothing else. They must follow our orders, and that is how we will safeguard the interests of Somalia. Oh, really? Let's continue.
waddankan annaga ku nool.
Then she goes on to say, we Somalians must have that confidence in ourselves that we call for the shots in the U.S. I'm assuming she's saying that while they're in the U.S., they're calling the shots for what happens in Somalia. Okay, let's continue. We live in the U.S., pay taxes in the U.S., and have a real voice. Bear with me, people. Let's continue. The U.S. is a country where one of your daughters, myself, is in Congress to represent your interest. See where this is going? Let's continue. And then she says, for as long as I am in the U.S. Congress, Somalia will never be in danger. Its waters, Indian Ocean, will not be stolen by Ethiopia or others. Okay, now I'm going to finish playing it. There's still about a minute and a half to go. But we're going to dissect some of this a bit. Okay? Now, this is one of the reasons I have, as an American, okay, not against illegals coming in, not against anybody from other countries coming in to be citizens and taking spots like in government, politics, Congress, whatever the case is. My problem is the loyalty to this country first. Okay? Now, I know some people may say, well, there's some conservatives out there from other countries that, they got here and, they're in Congress and stuff like that. Yes, but do they put America first? Because I really don't care where you're from. But if you're going to come to this country, you are going to embed yourself into politics, into our government, just so you can make moves to benefit the people in your country. My answer to that is, then get your ass out of America and go back to your country and do what you're doing. Now, I don't speak Somalian. Okay? And I have to take it that what she says is true. And for one factor only. This is flying all over the internet, all over social media, and she has yet to come out and condemn these words if they were fake. She is no stranger to controversy with her words. She's picked on white men in America. Okay, she's picked on Republicans, conservatives, Jews. She's picked on everybody. And she's embedded herself in a Somalian community in Minnesota. Which, by the way, if anybody remembers, not too long ago, about a year and a half ago, she went to a Somalian concert and she was booed, okay, by the people in the crowd. But I'll digress on that because that's neither here nor there. But what really gets me about everything that she's saying, one of the things that really gets me is how she wants to fight for the rights in Somalia. She is still trying to represent herself as if she's still a Somalian. So it's like, then what are you doing here? Get the hell out. That's number one. Number two, I find it so ironic on how this woman could say this, that the U.S. is going to do what the Somalians want to protect their land. But yet her and AOC and the rest of the squad want our American borders wide open to let everybody in. How ironic is that? But let's continue.
wadanka Soomaaliya biyaheeda dad kaleeta iyo badeeda dad kale ma qaadanayaan.
She says the U.S. would not dare to support anyone against Somalia to steal our land or oceans. Really? They would not dare? So it's okay for you people to side up with others to come and infiltrate our country. But you're saying that the U.S. would not dare support anyone against Somalia? Now listen, I don't know any of my subscribers that are Somalian. If you are and you speak the language, then in my comments let me know if this is true or not of what she's saying. But if you're an American first, then you should be just as outraged. Okay? We are talking about the sovereignty of our country, and yet we have pro-Palestinian protesters, okay, who by right, like I said, they should protest what's going on, you know, in their country. But in my opinion is, why destroy our country here, ripped on the American flag? You care so much about Palestine? Go fight in Palestine. That's where they need your help. That's where they need the able-bodied men to go fight this war. You know, you have people protesting against that the illegal immigrants in New York and Chicago, mostly in New York, are getting kicked out because their 60 days are over. You got in Chicago people protesting the illegal immigrants. They need a place to stay for people to open up their doors. The same thing in Michigan. Okay, you got South American activists, you know, spitting on America because they think the illegals that are coming here should be taken care of first. Now you're going to have this woman saying that the U.S. would not dare to support anyone against Somalia to steal our land or ocean? You mean the way the illegals are coming in? Yourself included? Mrs. Omar? If that's even your real name? Let's continue. Sleep in comfort knowing I am here to protect the interests of Somalia from inside the U.S. system. Now, like I said, I don't speak Somalian. And who knows, this may all be fake. I don't know. But like I said, something tells me it's not. And the reason why there's no uproar over it in the mainstream media is because the mainstream media is made of, you know, leftist, communist, socialist. You know what I mean? They don't care. Anti-American. They don't care. You know, they would love to see America being run like a third world country, so that they could be on top while all us peasants are down at the bottom. You know? But let's continue. The woman, myself, you sent to Congress is working day and night to protect your interests. And who's working to protect our interests? Your interest, Mrs. Omar, should be the interests of Americans first. But you see, people, this is what happens when you let people into the country and you don't vet them and you don't know where their allegiance lies. And I know I'm going to offend a lot of people, and all I have to say is the words of a fine man that said not too long ago, I think his name was Matt Gaetz, when he said, good, be offended. So if you're offended by what I'm saying and my video, my content, good, be offended. Keep it moving. Let's continue. She knows your plight and that of Somalia. Okay. Together we will protect the interests of Somalia. President Hassan Sheikh, I assume, the current president of Somalia, has done a remarkable job in looking after Somalia. Let's go. She says, Mr. President, you have done an excellent job fighting Ethiopia and Somaliland, and we are happy about it.
in dadka Soomaaliya iyo dadka meel kasta ku nool aad dareensiisay si.
Let's go back just a tad what she says. You spoke to Somalians dispersed across the world that you are there to look after Somalia. Once again, excuse me, but if all these Somalians that are scattered all around the world are still so worried about Somalia, go back to Somalia. Why are you, how can I say, why are you milking off the teat of other countries and their people if you're still so concerned about what's going on in Somalia? See, once again, I gotta say it. This is the problem in this day and age when you have too many people coming from foreign lands and they don't pledge their allegiance to the country where they lay their heads down and look for a better life. Listen, I'm all for you having your culture and your country and your memories and all that in your heart. You should, especially if they're beautiful ones. But if you made a choice to leave for a better life, obviously that's what they all claim. Oh, I'm sorry, no, it's asylum and then a better life. Yeah, right. But you're supposed to leave that behind and say, when I go back to, you know, my homeland, but the land that you're in is the land that you should pay your homage to, is the land that you should pay your allegiance to. But this is what's going on around the world, and especially here in America, where the powers that be, okay, don't care about allegiance. Everybody wants to come to this great vestibule, this great haven, okay? There's a beacon of hope in this world. And they'll burn its flag. They'll badmouth it, spit on it, destroy it, infiltrate it, do whatever they want, while hiding behind the laws that protect them. But they will not pledge their allegiance to put America first, or any other country for that matter that they step foot in. But let's continue.
aad dareensiisay si kasta anaga aan u dhibannahay Soomaali hadii aan nahay waxaan nahay dad karti leh dad wadankooda aqoonsan dad wadankoodii aan wiligood.
She said people who love their country, but yet she's here, and you heard her say it. Now we don't speak Somalian, but whoever you know put these words out saying that she's working from within the U.S. government, okay? Then she says, we are people who will never allow someone else to steal our land. Really? Really? Once again, the woman who's still with the squad with AOC and the other 2 or 3, I think it is now, on leaving the border wide open, helping people out, giving them their work visas and all that. Who's stealing whose land now? But let's continue.
Danger laga gelin karin. Marka,
I congratulate Somalian Americans and other Somalis across the globe. Well, you know what? If they feel the same way you feel, then with all due respect, whatever, just go back, because you're proving that you're not American first. Okay? And once again, that is the problem, or one of the problems that we have with so many foreigners coming in this day and age. In this day and age, at this time, not before, and not all now, but a lot are coming in, and they're putting their country first before America, but yet they want to come here in America and be protected. And I'll say it again, listen, if you love your country, that's all fine and good. I love my country. I don't have nowhere to go. There actually is nowhere that I want to go. Okay? Would I like to visit different countries? Yeah, but you know what? I don't think I ever will. And it would not bother me one bit with all the chaos that's going on. But let's continue.
waxaan reer Minnesota iyo Soomaalida meel kasta ku nool adeerkaya hadda mar dhow ka hadlaayay idinkaga hambalyeynaya sida aad isku wada duuban tihiin sida aad kulligiin u garab istaagteen madaxweyne.
Did you guys hear that? This goes to show you, and like I said, if this is true what she's saying, her next sentence should prove to everybody where she pledges her allegiance, and this is why she needs to be kicked out of Congress. She needs to get all her credentials stripped from her, and she needs to be booted her ass out of America back to Somalia. Look at what she says next. Like I said, don't know if this is all fake. I'm assuming it's real because she has not talked about this, and there has been no blowback from the left. Here we go. She says the way you all rally behind our president, Somalian president, because he needs us today. Wait, who's president? If this is true what she's saying, is she referring to the man in Somalia as her president? Isn't Joe Biden her president? I wonder. Let's continue. Somalia is for Somalis only. A genocidal mantra, whatever, parentheses, whatever that means. As over 45% of Somalia's population are not even ethnic Somalis. So it's funny that she says that if, like I said, I'm going to keep saying it, if in fact is what she said, that she talks about, she almost sounds racist. Okay? She's always talking about how white America hates the brown people. But wait a minute. Right here, as over 45% of Somalia's population are not even ethnic Somalis. But wait a minute. But whoever's there, aren't they still brown? Brown skin, like you always say? Or are they all white? Or is it that, you know what, unless you're 100% Somalian, you're beneath, that everybody else is beneath you? Let's continue.
Somalia waa hal walaalaan wada nahay dhulkeena lagama kala qaybsanayo dhulal baa naga maqana.
Ethiopia and Kenya have stolen and continue to occupy the Somali region state which belongs to Somalia. Once again, I'll say it, if these words are true that she's saying, how does that feel, Elon? Now you know how us Americans feel with over 6 million people crossing the border and counting. Let's continue.
raadsanayna insha Allah mar maalin laakiin inta aan haysan hadda lama kala qaybinayo marka waa mahadsantihiin dhamaantiin sidaad ii sharaftiin oo markasta aad iigu soo dhawaysiin ilaahay idin sharfo assalaamu calaykum waraxmatullaahi wabarakaatuh.
Yeah, goodbye. Okay, goodbye. Now you see people, I know, like I said, I know I'll probably get people to, leave me nasty comments. I don't care. Be offended. I'm an American. Okay? Plain and simple. You don't like it? Get out my country. Plain and simple. Okay? And this is why I say this. Especially at the end when she says, she says goodbye. Look at what's going on in the UK. Okay? And I'm not trying to blow a dog whistle here. I'm not trying to sound racist. I'm not trying to make anybody hate anybody else for their ethnicity, for their religious beliefs, whatever the case is. My thing is this. The left likes to say that the word a nationalist is racist. But it's funny how in the countries that they love, it's okay to be a nationalist for their country because they love their nation. But to do so in America is racist. Look at what's going on in the UK. Look at what's going on in Canada. Okay? Look at what's going on in Ireland. Nobody's been hearing about Ireland, right? Look it up. Okay? Look at what's going on in Germany. Okay? The way the people are fighting back, because all these people that came from other parts of the world that believe in their ideology and their way of life, who said they were seeking asylum, have occupied so much in other countries that now when you got to protest, if you don't like the protest, you're a racist. I call it an occupation. As a matter of fact, I had somebody write me back and say, oh, people, when I said people need to wake up, it's more of an occupation. He said, no, the people are waking up. So what are you trying to say? Okay. What he was trying to say was that it is an occupation. Now, like I said, I really don't care who I offend. Okay? All these protests that are going on, I don't care. All these people that want to come here seeking asylum, in all honesty, we can't, at this point in time, there is none of that is to be believed, because who is really coming for asylum? And then when you let them in, not all, you're going to wind up having people like her who are going to embed themselves in a high position, which is all by design, in my opinion anyway. And then she's going to speak, or they're going to speak in the best interest of the country they came from, when all they should do is just stay there. Okay? Because, I mean, not for nothing, it's not like 6 million Americans could just go across the border into Mexico and start embedding themselves into the Mexican government for America's best interest, or any other country for that matter. I don't know, like Somalia, you know, saying that the Somalian president is going to do our bidding. It's going to do what we say as Americans, because we don't want nobody coming into our country and stealing our land. How's that feel, Ilhan Omar, Mrs. Omar, if that's even your real name? So people, with this video, do what you will. Like I said, if anybody knows how to speak Somalian, translate it, let me know if it's true or not. If it wasn't, I'm an idiot. But I still stand by one thing, that this woman is a traitor to this country. She should have never been hired in Congress. She should have never gotten into position. As soon as she came out with her hateful rhetoric, she should have been kicked out of Congress. I blame both sides for not investigating this woman to find out if in fact she truly is an American citizen, because there was controversy behind her supposedly marrying her brother in order to get citizenship. And yet nobody pushed the issue. And if you ask me, it's true. That's why they didn't push the issue. Okay? And if I had to guess, it's because of the Democrats and the Rhino Republicans. And in my opinion, those are the ones that don't love America. And they're the ones trying to destroy it from the inside out. Like she said, or supposedly she said, to work her way from inside, to work from inside the U.S. government to help Somalians. Anyway, that's what I got for you. Don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe, pass it around. If you can help support the channel, I'll leave a link in my description to my Cash App and PayPal. And there's a link to my merch store, TrueOutlawPatriot.com. I only have the one design on the shirt for now, but it's a real nice design. I got other designs coming out, so when that comes out, I'll let you guys know. But if you do that, you'll be helping support the channel, and you'll be showing some American pride with the design on the shirt. Go check it out. And with that being said, people, remember, stay vigilant, keep praying for each other, and keep praying for this country. Peace.